Hello my friends, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Grace in My Space. Today I have the most exciting video for you because I am finally diving back into our 8-month kitchen main level renovation, and today I get to share the fireplace makeover and part of the kitchen. Now let me catch you up. This is what the house looked like when we first moved in. We knew when we bought the house that we would be doing a complete remodel, including taking the existing kitchen and living room space and combining them to create one large kitchen, which you can see with some of the blue tape on the floor. Through the last 8 months, this is what we've done to that space. We completely took it down to the studs, had to redo plumbing, electrical. We had to redo some of the floor joists that were not safe. We did all new flooring, all new ceilings, all new drywall, all new insulation. And now we are finally to the point where we are putting the kitchen back together. But first, we're gonna tackle this existing fireplace. Now, if you've missed the entire renovation journey so far, I will link up the renovation playlist for you in the description, which kind of will catalog what we've done on our main level over the past almost 9 months now. And this space originally was actually going to be taken out to make an opening for our addition, but those plans changed. Now it's staying. Now I'm gonna have a fireplace in my kitchen. That's gonna be cool, but we're gonna make it match. We're gonna make it look good. We're gonna make it feel like a finished space and not just some random floating brick 70s fireplace. And that's just gotta start by clearing the clutter. I have to take this off to get to the brick behind it, but I really don't wanna. I mean, it's kind of nasty in there and I just kind of wanna pretend like this keeps all the things in. Yeah, it's gotta come off, but the amount of spiders that are potentially in here, I'm not so sure about that part. Now, one of the interesting things of this fireplace is that there actually are animal and leaf imprints in the brick. And so part of my process is going to be to mask those, as they're just not my style. Look, I am not a wuss, but I also am, okay? Do not like spiders, but here I am doing it anyways. So I gotta get some credit for that, right? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I should have had the door open and waiting for me. I really feel like that was the worst part for the most part. Okay. That was really dirty. The one time I'm going to use drop cloths is when the floor is brand new. The first step is to clean the brick. Not only is it really dirty from just not being washed well over the years, but it's also got a lot of construction dust on it. So I'm using my Branch Basics to scrub it up. I'm really excited about this space because it was never intended for us to keep this in the original renovation plan, but since we are, I'm going to make it like this really cozy little sitting nook. I got 2 new armchairs from Chita Living, and I think that they're gonna be perfect in this space. But for now, we are going to cover all of the animal prints and leaf prints. The biggest challenge will be opening the container of joint compound. So I've done this before, and all I'm gonna do is just spread some joint compound right onto the brick and fill what I think is really overt, like a full paw print or a full leaf print. I don't really care about, like this one has a little bit, you can tell. I don't really care about the fact that it's got texture. I just don't want to see the actual full prints. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of lightly fill the spots where I can really tell what it is. And unfortunately, it looks like it's most of the bricks. And then once it's all dry, I'm gonna have to come back through and just lightly sand it to buff it out and make it look like a natural brick rather than something that's been filled, which is why I'm using joint compound, because it's really easy to sand. You'll also find a lot of times people will fill the grout lines, and that's called an overgrout. Sometimes people call it a German schmear. I love that look, I really actually do, but you wouldn't use joint compound for that. I just don't really care necessarily that these grout lines are super deep. I'm fine with that. So I'm gonna leave them pretty deep and then I'll just paint it. But that's another option if you want a more filled look. Just over grout those joints and it brings the grout line more up flush with the face of the brick, even sometimes over it, for a really pretty soft look. I ended up buying the kind of joint compound that's pink and then it turns white when it dries. I didn't mean to, but I think that'll actually be kind of nice. Then I'll know when I'm ready to sand. I really wanted the wet sanding to work because I'm so tired of dealing with all of the sawdust and drywall dust from the renovation, but it just is shredding the sponge, which I kind of knew that it would. I mean, a sponge against rough brick, that's not gonna get very far. So we're back to hand sanding. It is what it is. I did this to myself. It's sanded flush, it's vacuumed, we're ready to paint. The next step is priming. Since it's raw brick, I'm gonna prime first, especially because there are still some soot areas where I had a really hard time fully degreasing it, and I know that if I don't prime it well, then that's just gonna bleed through, especially because I'm doing a light color on the brick. So I'm actually using an oil-based, this is Zinsser cover stain. It is made for masonry. There's also masonry primers that are specific to use that are high bonding, and that's exactly what we need for this. So I had this on hand and I'm just going to use up what I have, and it will be the best defense from that soot bleeding through, and also the best option to get all of my new paint, once I get to that point, to be able to adhere well and have a good surface for application. So now begins the tedious task of hand painting all this brick and grooves. It is painting day. Everything is primed. That was very tedious. The grout lines are extremely deep, and so all I can do is use a brush and get them right up in those grooves, which was very tedious, very time consuming, and very painful on the fingers. And I could have sprayed, but I just did not want to deal with sprayer. And so now we're at the painting stage. This is just primer. It's very white, very bright white. I know I don't want bright white. It's too stark, especially against my softer kitchen. And so I'm excited to get the paint color on and see how it looks. I'm using Swiss Coffee from Benjamin Moore. This is the same color that I used on our basement walls in the family room. It's a really beautiful, creamy white, and I think it's gonna go really well with my kitchen cabinetry. First coat of paint is done. It looks so good. I think it's gonna need another coat though. And it's painful to do this by hand, so I'm just pacing myself. But I can't wait to make this whole little sitting area. Now, the entire purpose of this whole remodel was to create like a sitting area right off the kitchen with a nice cozy fireplace. And so I got two beautiful chairs from Chita Living. They had the most beautiful selection of high-end chairs, but on a more affordable price, which is something that I really value. I want what I purchase to be long-lasting, to be durable, to be high quality, but I don't want to pay an arm and a leg, and so I really appreciated the price point and the selection of Chita Living. So I landed on the Sienna Modern Braided chair, and I love, 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 wait till you see when it's all assembled, the curved element of the back. I love the braiding on the arms. It's a really unique and pretty piece. It's not something that you just see in any store that you pop into. And I love that it has those elements to really make it stand out. I think it's gonna be a really beautiful statement piece. I have a very high-end looking kitchen. My design was pretty high-end looking, plus a little bit of casual. And so I wanted these chairs, since they're a part of the kitchen, they're a part of the fireplace area, to really kind of mimic the kitchen. I don't want them to look like they didn't fit with the space. And so I think that they're gonna be perfect. I mean, just look at this back. Look at this. It's so pretty. It's almost a shame to cover it up, but it makes sense in the design. Cover this. And nice soft back cushion. Oh, they're pretty. I'm so excited to finally get this space pulled together and do a little bit of decorating. The quality of the Sienna modern braid chair is wonderful. They're well made, they have a solid wood frame, and the cushions, they have a high density foam for amazing comfort. I love that the cushions are reversible to allow you to distribute the wear and tear, plus the cushion covers are removable for dry cleaning, which is especially important to me. With kiddos and pets, these chairs are perfect to create a cozy sitting area next to the kitchen fireplace for morning coffee or for a relaxing evening with a book. And once we have our addition complete, I may try them out in the new living room as well and see which space I use them in most. Now you can shop the Sienna Modern Braid Chair and more on Chita Living's website. Just use the code GRACE60 for $60 off these chairs. Now to make it easy for you, I will link in the description below these chairs directly, and a huge thanks to Chita Living for sponsoring this video. I cannot wait to share more of the kitchen space as it is completed in the next few weeks, but for now, these chairs really just pull together the fireplace area in connection with the slider out to the deck in the kitchen, and I love the statement that they make. They are so beautiful. Now I know that I've been promising the kitchen reveal for the last several videos, but that is really just what renovation is. It is expectation falling to the wayside. And so that is basically how this 8-month process has gone. It's very much not in my control for timing. And so I am just really excited to share what I can. And the full kitchen reveal will be coming very soon, I hope. That's the plan. Though my plans have changed basically this entire time, so. But we are close, and I can't wait to show you the whole thing. For now, here are some sneak peeks of the progress being made and the finishing touches that we're putting, as well as a couple of peeks of some areas that are completely finished. Stay tuned. The next video coming will be a complete and full reveal.